thank you guys for watching, subscribing, liking, and bestowing upon us this beautiful metallic plaque, however you pronounce it.
Plaque is in your teeth, right?
I felt when we moved to Hungary that like I was just taken out of my home. I was taken out of the place where I belong.
You had this interesting homework the other day about the cruel test that you had to
Was that every single participant, every single teacher in the experiment actually shocked the learner.
So
Yup.
they didn't mind hurting the learners.
So we had to write a story about this experiment that would show what we would do if we were put into that situation.
And what did you do? Are you Patrick?
Yeah.
I have a surprise for you.
Okay.
Be careful, it's a bit heavy.
What? That's not heavy at all. Tape unwrapping is my worst enemy, but like at the same time, people use it to secure their package. Ooh, okay. I just. Is it fragile?
A bit.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just politely wrap this little baby. I have an idea. You're the one with the scissors, so. Oh, okay. You can cut your. What is this? UPS expedited. Okay, so. Fortunately for you, they didn't write what it was on the paper. Alright. Okay. Ooh, is it upside down?
I don't know.
It wasn't. Whoa!
It's directly from the USA.
It's a cardboard.
I haven't opened it.
Let me guess what this is.
What?
Tax forms.
Tax
Am I gonna have to pay taxes at the young age of 14?
No, you haven't come.
I don't. Well, that's cool. That's a.
What's that?
I think I know.
What?
It's one of those metal play buttons that YouTube gives out to funny people. Am I dreaming? I hope I'm not having an existential crisis for no reason, but like, oh my goodness, am I dreaming?
Straight from the USA.
Yo! And it even gets a reflection. And the camera has a screen that's facing us right now. So if I just point the reflection, then we should get an infinite mirror. Yeah, I don't know.
Read it.
Presented to Akhirnya dan Maad for passing 100,000 subscribers.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
What? Oh my goodness, the letter is signed by Susan Ward, the CEO of YouTube herself.
So how does it feel?
It feels good, but it says, if each of your subscribers were a light year, they could take you from one side of the Milky Way galaxy to the other. That's far. Yours sincerely, Susan.
I don't know.
I think it's.
Chichki?
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. I'm sorry, I butchered that. Yeah.
It's a difficult name.
CEO YouTube.
Nice. Oh, I think we need to thank our friends there.
Yeah. Thank all of you, which is probably more than 100,000 by now, because without you, we wouldn't have gotten our first play button, I think. Yeah, this is the first. The next one is gold, and then I think it's diamond. And then there's antimatter play button. Really real, not clickbait 100%. Totally real.
Yeah, so we couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you for your support for all these years. How many years? Since 2018.
Yeah, back when this was advertised as a food channel.
Yeah.
But now it's become so much more than that, and the reason is you. You guys made us climb through the YouTube channel ladder and become a vlogging channel. Yes.
Vlogging channel, yeah, I guess that's what describes us the most.
Yeah, because it's like a video blog.
Yeah.
Technically.
And also, I think today is the first video that you appeared.
Since we moved to Hungary.
We moved to Hungary?
No, like since
we moved from Hungary.
Yeah.
At home, yeah. The first
much.
home video.
Yeah. And I hope we can do more. Like, for example, my primary hope is that first that we can put this away somewhere. I don't know. And my other hope that is actually serious, I kind of hope to start the podcast series again. You remember the podcasts? Like where we would talk about stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not technically a podcast because podcasts are audio only, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's like the cooler podcast.
Yes, we haven't talked because we've been busy doing things, and mostly in the weekend we visit places, but sometimes I do miss our podcast videos because we get to share lots of things to our friends at home.
And we get to share our opinions on stuff, which may or may not cause controversy. Because that's how opinions are. You don't have access to all the files on your phone.
What do you mean?
So, for the sake of the user's safety, Apple has made it so that you have restricted access to the files on your phone when you copy them from one device to another. This take on safety, in my opinion, causes what I call the great copy caper. Yeah, it's like this adventure where you have to try so many different techniques. You have to devote many hours on just copying one file, and Android doesn't do that restriction. So, for that reason, just to make it easier for my dad to copy things, I may switch to Android.
Honestly, every channel is different, and some channels will focus more on eating, you know, and
like we used to.
Yes, but I think because you and Daddy are not so much of foodies, and your strength, you guys' strength are more in speech. I think you have so many things to share, so I think we need to focus on those more rather than just eating, because sometimes, well, eating is fun for me, but not everybody likes it. I mean, you and Daddy don't enjoy that so much. So yeah, we can talk, and I think this is our first time, our first talking video, let's say so.
Yeah, health podcast.
Yes. Many people have been asking about, well, how are you in Malaysia?
I love life in Malaysia. Most of the time, I mostly just like the food because I haven't tasted the food for quite a while. I've been living in Hungary for 8 years, and if you have any skills in math, then you know that 8 years is a very long time. And yeah, a lot of the Asian culture in general, like, I felt when we moved to Hungary that like I was just taken out of my home. I was taken out of the place where I belong.
Which was funny because Hungary is actually your home country.
Yeah, but like the culture was so different from what I was familiar with, and I just felt like I didn't belong in Europe.
Oh, okay. And now?
And now I think I belong here.
Oh.
Because, well, Southeast Asia just had that like comfortable feeling to me. Like, yeah, looking at all the huge skyscrapers in Malaysia and looking at all the houses there.
Similar to Singapore or what?
Reminds me of
okay,
Singapore in a way, especially KLCC.
Kuala
Lumpur City Center. This is something I think you'd only see in Kuala Lumpur City Center. Kuala Lumpur City Center is just one of those places, you know, where it's super urban, fitting for Kuala Lumpur City Center. Alright, that's it, guys. Drink that water, chug, chug, chug. Good,
Right.
You chugged.
So you like it here. How about
Oh my
school?
gosh. Epilepsy warning for obvious reasons. Yeah.
You saw it first?
Yeah, sometimes people react very strongly to flashing lights.
Because it's strong light.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully everybody is okay. So how about your school?
My school is pretty good too. I'm getting to know.
Do you go?
I ain't gonna dox myself. I am never gonna dox myself.
It's because of safety reason. We
Obviously.
can't. Yes.
Yeah.
Say the name of the school, but let's say Matt is going to a school nearby here.
Yeah.
What language are you learning?
Multiple. Technically, I'm learning multiple.
Yeah. So yeah. The language that they use every day in school is still English. So you have no problem.
Yeah.
And do you still learn Spanish?
Oh yeah, I do. Now I admit that my new school has slightly higher standards than my old school. Even the beginner class in my new school is like super far ahead of the intermediate class in my old school.
Oh, so in your previous school you were in intermediate already?
Yeah,
And here?
beginner.
Beginner. Wow, you moved backwards.
Yeah, but it's not like it's my fault, okay? Just blame it on the curriculum.
Can you translate what I say?
Sort of.
My name is Maad. I'm 14 years old.
Me llamo Maad. Well, it's not my real name. My real name is Adam. But,
Yeah. Okay, you can say
so
Adam.
that technically means I call myself Maad. But if I won't say my real name, I would say mi nombre es Adam, which translates to my name is Adam. But anyway, me llamo Maad y tengo 14 años, which translates to I call myself Maad and I am 14 years old. Or if you're more literal, I call myself Maad and I have 14 years.
Oh.
Well, that's not what it means.
That's how they say
Yeah.
it there. Some of our subscribers are teachers, and I think sometimes
Just copy paste my school's curriculum.
so you share useful information in your videos about school that they can apply in their school. That way we can help some
Yeah.
students in Indonesia or
And
in Malaysia if there are Malaysian teachers.
Hello to
who are
fellow
watching.
Malaysian students if you're watching this in
Yeah,
class.
we don't know. So hopefully we can share something useful. So how about
Yeah.
other subjects? How many subjects are you learning here?
Technically it's 8. But if you include the exploratory classes from a few... Okay, let me explain. In my school, in both my old and new school, we have a system of exploratory classes, which we cycle through every term. Well, in my new school, we cycle through them once per year. So for one half of the year, I might be doing a technology class, and for the other half, I might be doing like maybe art class or something like that.
So can you choose or how?
Yeah, I can choose which one to do first, but the one I don't choose, I'll do later on in the year.
You have to do multimedia
Yeah, pretty much.
and
robotics.
Robotics.
So in my old school we couldn't choose, but in my new school I chose robotics and then multimedia class.
What are those?
Robotics is where we assemble robots, learn how to give them commands, known by fancy people as programming.
So it's computer science, basically?
But with plastic robots made with sticks and gears and rubber bands and stuff, and cameras. And multimedia class is where, well, it's a whole bunch of other things. For example, in 7th grade or so, I would have done video editing. And as a matter of fact, I'm doing video editing as a hobby, so that when I inevitably return to my personal channel, which has been inactive for quite a while, I can make good and actually funny videos.
There's a new YouTube channel out there. It's called mtc.piano, and that's where I play my arrangements of piano.
Yeah, other than exploratories, the other noteworthy class that I'm doing is music.
Music.
P?
Yeah?
No! I'm learning piano again, you guys!
And you said you quit piano.
Yeah, because, simply put, I was learning boring classical music in Hungary and I hated it. Now I just want to do my own thing, and the best part about my new school, we're doing like meme music. And there's this really fast-paced song that I'm practicing right now. It's called Rush E. It's a nightmare, because the original version of the song, at the end of the song, you have to press all 88 keys on the piano.
That's impossible.
Yeah.
You need some other people to help you to press.
Either that, or you can just get a simplified arrangement, which is cheating.
So that's what you get.
Yep.
So can you explain in music class, in piano?
It's technically piano, but for the others, they're learning violin instead.
So they can choose instruments and then you choose piano.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the goal of the class?
Well, we're gonna be hopping around and performing at places.
Wow, you'll be having concert.
Yeah.
You're expected to be able to read all the musical notes and stuff.
You can do that or just memorize it like a nerd.
I mean, all your friends must be able to read.
Yeah, they can read it. In fact, they were taught in 6th grade how to read.
While in your previous school, you didn't.
Yeah, not at all.
You didn't learn.
If you wanted to learn piano, you had to do it as an extracurricular.
But then you're lucky because you learned piano. Otherwise, you came here, you want to join.
And I'd have to play the violin, which breaks easily. Trust me, I know a bit of violin. I remember I was playing it when I was like 4 years old. I was playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and right as I played the last note, the horsehair just twanged and broke.
But I mean, if you didn't learn in your previous school, then you wouldn't have been able to join this class.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can't join this class, what can you join?
There's also a band class
where you need to be able to read musical notes again.
And one of the instruments you can play is the cymbal, the drum. Yeah. That's my reaction to playing. Because it's not like a full-blown drum where you have a bunch of them around you. It's just one drum, and you hit it at very specific points.
Oh, okay. It's simplified.
Mm.
Yeah.
And they have 2 people to make a complete drum set. One person for the bass drum, like boom, 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 and the other person for the snare drum. So both of them have to really communicate and cooperate to make a boom, chick, boom, boom, chick, or something like that.
So I have a feeling like your school is like my university. Every class is held in different room, and you have to find your room as a new kid. How did you deal with that?
But I got a buddy, I made friends with him, and he just took me around. He just showed me where to go, and now I've just kind of burned it into my brain.
So now you know. You have to memorize which class you need to go to. Talking about English, what are you learning in English?
We're analyzing like 18th century books that are university level.
Like what?
A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens.
Okay.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Everyone knows that paragraph by now, actually.
And you have to analyze and make
theories, which I love. I love making theories.
For example, you had this interesting homework the other day about the cruel test that you had to do.
Yes.
Can you tell that story? It's kind of creepy but interesting too.
Yeah, so back in the 50s, like 1950s, not 2050s where it's the future.
Was this homework or?
Yes, it was homework and a summative.
Oh, summative.
Back in the 50s, this is background information, very important. There was this experiment called the Stanley Milgram experiment.
Is it true?
Yes.
Okay.
It's real. It tested human morality, basically. The idea was you would be in this room with two people. One of them was a man called the learner. The other one was called the experimenter. The experimenter would make you draw a lottery. So he'd give you two papers and a frying pan, and you had to pick from one of them. Here's the thing though. That roll lottery was rigged. You would always get the role of the teacher, and the other guy would always get the role of the learner.
Oh.
So you and the learner would be separated. The experimenter would give you a very specific instruction. You would have to read out a bunch of pairs of words that the learner had to memorize. And if the learner couldn't memorize them, you would give the learner a shock.
A shock what?
Electric shock.
Electric shock?
It would start off at mild levels like 50 volts, 100 volts. That's not very mild, actually.
Yeah, that's not very
mild. That's my problem. Yeah.
But it's true?
Yes, it's true.
Were 100?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
like
good at numbers, so is that very bad?
the lowest is 50 volts, which is mediocre in terms of damage. And the highest number in the original experiment was 400 volts, which was probably deadly. But here's the thing though, the electric shocks aren't real.
Oh.
So whenever you press the button to shock the learner, it would just play a pre-recorded tape of the learner being in pain. Yeah.
But then?
The learner wouldn't be damaged actually. He'd just be pretending to be damaged.
Oh.
And it was really a test to see if you had the guts to hurt the learner like that.
Yeah.
And the shocking result was that every single participant, every single teacher in the experiment actually shocked the learner.
So
Yep.
they didn't mind hurting the learners.
So we had to write a story about this experiment that would show what we would do if we were put into that situation.
And what did you do?
I remember my fictional self in the story. The experimenter would force me to shock the learner, and I tried to reason with the experimenter. Like, I was having actual panic attacks, breathing problems. I was probably about to have a headache as well. And eventually the experimenter just stood up, announced in his cold voice 50 volts, and then shot to the learner. Because if I didn't, he would.
Oh.
And then eventually I just began having a huge headache, and then I just passed out. And I had a dream that I was the learner. And then I had this like paper, and my thoughts would be written on the paper automatically. And at one point I thought up the phrase, "The experimenter is very stupid," or something like that. And then the experimenter, because it's all a dream, the experimenter could read my mind, because dream characters can read your mind. And the experimenter just hunted me down and gave me the highest shock.
So it's like PTSD.
Pretty much, yeah. So in the end, fictional me was traumatized.
Yeah. How was the grade?
Perfect.
7.
I think, yeah, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it sounds intense.
And here's the funny part. At the end of the story, I told you guys what had happened, and then we all just rushed to some government office to ban that experiment.
But in real life, isn't it banned?
In most countries, yes. I think in all countries, except Antarctica.
Yeah, wow, that's interesting, but also creepy, I think.
Creepy is an understatement. You gotta use a more intense word, one with that punch to it.
Horrifying.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I didn't have much expectation for you because you're a new kid.
Yeah.
And you joined in the middle of the year, so I thought, yeah, it's okay as long as you pass. But you've got your report card. How was it?
Yeah, I got pretty good grades. Girds? I just said girds.
GERD is a disease. Yeah, so how was it? Pretty good?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I got pretty good grades.
Interesting. For somebody who never studies. Okay, let's close the video.
Thank you guys for watching, subscribing, liking, and bestowing upon us this beautiful metallic plaque, which we shall continue to preserve in the coming years. We couldn't have done this without you. We couldn't have acquired this beautiful plaque, however you pronounce it, without you guys. You guys are the reason we're still here. You guys are the reason our channel is still being funded. You guys are the reason why we are still in the public sight. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching this. I am very grateful for all of you. This hurts to do actually when my legs are crossed. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and if you haven't already, subscribe so we can get another cool plaque. Is that how you pronounce it? I think that's how I pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Plaque.
Plaque is in your teeth, right?
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for helping us keep this channel alive, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye!